Hello, computer science students. This is Miss Dobie with your makeup assignments in order to pass this computer science class. Well, first of all, this is a great opportunity. If you did not pass the class, if you have a D or a fail, this is an opportunity for you to pass the class. Please do well. Please take your time. Please check all your work before you turn it in, and please focus. And remember that all assignments, in order to be counted toward moving your grade level up, need to be done by January 29th. Now, there are three challenges that you need to accomplish: 3 seconds, green garage, and around six. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the codes that you need to know in order for you to complete the challenges. So, first of all, you need to be able to sign into your robot. If you don't remember how to sign into your robot, or if you don't remember your robot number, please email me at vjd7799 or at lausd.net, or you can email me through Schoology and I will respond with your robot number. Next, remember that once you go into your robot, please don't delete anything. You're going to see int main, which means integer main, and then you're going to see all of that, the parentheses, the printf, all of this. Never delete anything, otherwise your code will not work. So that is a reminder. First, sign into your robot. Second, don't delete anything. Every time you start a code, you're going to go to the end of the line that says printf. You're going to go to the semicolon, and then you're going to hit enter or return. And then you're going to start your code. So, in order to go forward, now again, as you can see, I went below printf. I'm going to hit enter. Then the first thing I want to do is add what's called pseudocode. Remember, that's the code that's just for you and not the robot. You're going to do 2 slashes. Those 2 slashes, you're going to remind yourself that that means go forward. Now, once you do that, you have two motors. These motors each represent a wheel. So the first motor is plugged into 0. That is the port that it is plugged into. The second number, this 90, represents how fast I want it to go, or the power that I wanted to use. So I wanted to use 90% of the power. I put a 90. You can only go as far as 100. So it can be anywhere from 0 to 100. So some people used 80, some people regularly use 70. I like 90. Okay. And then you have two wheels. So you have to have two motors. So the other wheel is plugged into motor port 3. So I have motor 0, and this 90 represents 90% of the power. Then I have the other one plugged into motor 3 and 90% of the power. Remember, you must have a semicolon at the end of each line. Next, mSleep is how many milliseconds I want the robot to go. So remember that in 3 seconds, you want it to go 3 seconds. So 3 seconds equals 3,000 milliseconds. If I say 1 second, then it will be 1,000. Remember, you do not use the comma, and you always end everything with the semicolon. Then you want to compile and then run. And that will have your robot go forward for 3 seconds. Now, in order to go backwards for 3 seconds, you'll do the same thing, and you'll add this to the code. This is all one code. I'm showing you them separately so that you see them separately, but you would put this all in one code. Next, you still need the two motors. Okay, I have my pseudocode, I have my two motors, and my mSleep. That's always, you're always going to go motor, motor, mSleep. Now, this time, the only thing that's different in order to make it run backwards is I set the power as a negative number. Once the power is set at a negative number, then the wheels will go in the reverse power. So when they're going forward, the power is positive. When they're going backwards, the power number is negative. Okay. You still have motor 0 and motor 3 because that's where the wheels are plugged in. And I'm still going for 3,000 milliseconds, which equals 3 seconds. And again, I did not delete anything else. Everything else must stay in order for it to run. And remember, you compile and then hit run. The next thing I want to show you is turns. There are 3 ways, well, there are more than 3 ways to make your robot turn, but in order for you to turn, you want to look at least these 3. The first one is you can turn one wheel off. So I have my motor, it's plugged into 0, and then it's at 90% of the power with my semicolon, and then I chose to turn off the motor on number 3. Now, I don't remember which wheel 3 is, but whichever wheel is turned off, that wheel will stop running while the other wheel continues to run. So it'll turn in that direction. So if I want to turn one way, I turn off one wheel. If I want to turn the opposite way, I turn off the other wheel. So whatever wheel is off, that's the direction that the robot is going to turn. Same thing with, I can run the wheels in opposite directions and it's going to cause a turn. So I have, in this one, I have one wheel going backward and one wheel going forward and one wheel going backwards. Okay. And I made a mistake because I did not change my pseudocode. As you can see, it all says backwards. It should say turn left, turn right. So you want to change your pseudocode to make sure that it says the right thing. And then I have it going for 3,000 seconds. Again, you can change those if you only want to go, when you're making around the 6, you might only want to go a half a second, which was 500. You may want to go 1.5 seconds, which is 1,500. Whatever you need in order to make that turn. The last way, one of the last ways that I'm going to show you is to slow one wheel down. So I have one wheel running at 90% of the power. I have the second wheel running at 10% of the power. So that wheel is going to slow down and the other wheel is going to keep going fast and it's still going to make that turn. So whichever way you choose to turn, that's what you need to do in order to go around 6. And remember, always remember your semicolons. If you have an error, if it says compilation unsuccessful, then you need to make sure that you have everything spelled correctly. You need to make sure that you have all your semicolons. You need to make sure that you have all your parentheses, and you need to make sure that you did not delete anything on the page that was already there. Now, again, your challenges that you must complete. You must have the robot behind the start line, go forward for 3 seconds, then come backwards for 3 seconds. Forward for 3 seconds, and then backwards for 3 seconds. That's the first challenge. The second challenge is Green Garage. That's where you go forward and park in the green garage that's on the mat. The third and final challenge that you need to complete is you need to go around the number 6 on the mat. So you'll start behind the start line. You'll need to move it over, left or to the right, and then you need to go forward, make the turns until you go around the number 6, and then you need to finish beyond the start line. You got to go back to the start line. So you need to go all the way around the number 6 and all the way past to the start line. The way you're going to turn this in, I'm going to create a place on Flipgrid. You'll get that link on Google Classroom. So the link will be on Google Classroom for you to go to Flipgrid. Or if you already know how to film your screen or film your screen, you could even use your own camera on your phone and do a film of your screen as your robot is moving and turn that into Schoology. So your choice, either you can film your screen if you know how to do it on your Chromebook, or if you know how to use your camera on your phone and you can film your robot, or you can go to Flipgrid, which I'll put a place on Flipgrid for you to be able to film your screen as the robot is moving, and then you'll be able to turn in all 3 assignments. Remember that in order to go forward next semester in this class, you need to know these basic steps because otherwise you're going to get left behind. So you need to make sure that you know these 3 things. You need to be able to go forward, go backwards, you need to be able to make turns. Otherwise, you're going to end up in the same position next semester. So please make sure all assignments are done. Last, do your best, do well. I'm counting on you to do what you need to do. There'll be different teachers that'll be available on Zoom January 4th through the 8th from 9 to 12. Now, most of them do not know how to code. I will give you that. But I will be there on Tuesday and Thursday. So if you want specific help with your coding, then you need to show up in the Zoom on January 5th and January 7th so that I can help you. All right, I wish you luck. You need to have these done before January 29th so that you're ready to move on in our coding class. Good luck.